Hi guys, it's Tara from Shine Bright Design, and today we are doing a tutorial by Jasmine Beckett Griffith in her Alice in Wonderland colouring book. So we are going to colour this piece, piece from this book, and it's going to be done in complete Arteza pencils. Nothing fancy on top, nothing like washi tape or metallic paints or anything. Just straight pencils and Posca pens. And I kind of took I guess like a mini sabbatical. I wasn't creating content for a couple months just because I felt I had a lot on my plate with commitments and a lot of events coming up with friends and COVID opening up. And so I took a bit of a break, and I was still releasing content actually, but I've come back to colouring, creating tutorials, and I'm really happy with the outcome. And I think it's important to take a break sometimes creatively, and you come back recharged. And there was this challenge that I had with Arteza pencils because the palette is very limited in terms of pastel colours, but I'm going to show you that you can create something really beautiful with the Arteza pencils. You can create portraits, no doubt. And just follow my tutorial, come along, follow the journey, and I hope you guys enjoy. So we are going to lighten. I normally don't show this part, but I'm going to lighten the line work. And what I'm doing is I got some gesso, and this is the Dana Wakley Media White Gesso. I am thinning this out with water because I'm trying to just lighten the line work and not use, because when the gesso is full consistency, it has more the polymer, which is the acrylic, and you don't want that because the more acrylic you have on the piece of paper, the harder it is for your pencils to adhere to the paper. So what we're going to do is to just lighten that. Now your ratio should be 50-50 water to gesso. Now if you don't have gesso, you can always use something like a gouache or a white ink, because those don't have polymer in it. Now if you don't know what polymer is an acrylic base that you find in most acrylic paints, and that's why they're able to dry really quickly, because of the plastic in them, while keeping that color pigment. Where oils are more oil based and they dry slower. So I'm doing this on a wide angle because I just think that it's just easier for us to view things on a wider angle, and at this point, because all we're doing is lightening the paper. So from this point, I'm just going to probably speed up a lot of this line work that I'm doing. And I'm using a size 4 brush. I don't know what this brush is. But anything smaller than a 4 will work. Obviously using a 4 is more challenging, but the smaller the brush, the better. The reason why I'm using a 4 is because it'll be a bit faster. So it's been a while since I filmed content, just ever since COVID has kind of lessened a bit in Australia. Things are opening up, events are happening, weddings are happening. and the social life is just opening up for me, catching up with friends, and it's just a lot of that. And I guess I am a bit sad that I haven't had the time to create content, but at the same time I don't feel a sense of regret because I'm making memories and I'm living my life, and I think that's more important than creating content. Of course I love creating content for you guys, but I think there is a balance in life where sometimes it's important to focus on yourself, and sometimes it's also important to just make memories and socialize and make connections. Like I've said in the past, like, people with anxiety such as myself, sometimes you become very drained by interactions with others, but at the same time you have to also realize that connections and making those memories with people are very important and just give your life so much more value, and not just value, but like they just add to your life, you know, memories. So I apologize if I've been a bit quiet and I have been creating content. I am still drawing. I haven't released much with my new book, just the one piece, which is the Consort, which is available on Etsy. And I still have my Mystic Eminence book available and pieces available on Etsy as well. So you can really see how much of impact that lightning makes, and it's really gonna make your life a lot easier, give you a lot more room and freedom to create more detail because you're not so binded by these line works. Now I'm gonna do the hair because I'm just gonna lighten the hair because this character, I'm going to use the same coloring as the original painting, and today's challenge is that I'm using Arteza pencils. A lot of you guys wanted me to do more tutorials in Artezas, and Artezas are very affordable compared to the other high ranges, which is the Prismacolor and the Polychromas. And so I wanted to showcase the Artezas just to show that there is no limitations with using a brand such as Arteza, which is kind of like a medium price range in my opinion. The thing about Artezas, which is going to be a bit challenging today, is their palette. So the Arteza palette is very limited with skin colors. The formula and the vibrancy and the pigments just lay down really beautifully, but in terms of skin, it's a bit more challenging because it's a lot of the colors are more vibrant. They're less pastel colors like what you would see in a Holbein. And although it has 120 pencils, the palette is very limited on skin. So that will be today's challenge. And I think we'll just keep things really like basic, no washi tape, nothing fancy. We'll just focus on the coloring technique today. And today we're showcasing the new book, well, not new, this has been out for a while, but I haven't done a piece from this since purchasing the Alice in Wonderland book. And I have been holding off doing a piece from this because I really just want to finish one of the other books that I have. I've had them since 2016. I don't think I've finished one book at all. I'm very close to finishing the fantasy adventure book, and my goal is to finish a book. But you know, takes so long. I don't like to rush my pieces with my coloring just to finish a book. I like to create beautiful pieces in every one where I can. Okay, so we're going to start off with the skin, and the challenge is that this Arteza pencils are very limiting on the palette. So I like to start with a bit of underpainting. So we're going to go in with Periwinkle Blue, which is A5002. Sorry if I repeat my pencil colors wrong, because I haven't worked with Arteza, so it's not like indented into my mind, these pencil codes. So with this pencil, you just want to create your underpainting colors, and that's just basically the shading between the eyes. I'm going to zoom in because we're going to focus on the face. And you're working on with a really light hand. Now, a lot of people like to shade using blacks and whites, but I think shading with color and creating tones with color and shadow is so much more interesting. As I've said, I think there is so much potential in it, and I think it's something that needs to be taught, because you really can have a lot of fun when you're using colors to create shadows. And here we're just going to fade it out as we work downwards towards the nose. I'm going to put a bit of this around the nose as well, and at the jawline. And at the Cupid's bow. And then moving down, we're going to work on the neck. And then down in the arm, I'm going to create some shadow too around the hands. And around the armpits. I just want to fade this down and soften it out. Same as here. We're going to just fade it up, just soften it out as well. So that nice blend. Around the arms. I'm going to go in with a cloudy grey, which is the A008. I'm just going to add this in our darkest areas of the face. I'm going to go in with a A108. I'm going to go in with a brighter orange, and this is 113. Back in with the Tuscan Sun, which is 108. I want to go in with a darker colour. This is Granite Red, which is 213. I'm going to blend all that out, especially under the underline, the under eyes here. Okay. With the 213, just want to create the shadows that will be on the inner eyes. I'm only using this just to create like an under base color with this dark red, and it will be mainly pink, but we want these like bloody type of undertones to show. Now we're going to go in with some dark browns and some blacks. So here I have a burnt umber, which is the 306. Then in with the black, which is the 017. With the black, we're going to create the contours of the pupils. In with that garnet red, which is a 213. In with a ginger, which is 116. We just want to lightly fill this in because I just want to gauge where the color is at, whether it's too yellow or not enough red. Now this is a bit too yellow, so we're going to bring in some of that a dark brown, and that brown is most likely a hazelnut brown or a, let's see, this one's chocolate brown, which is 310. So you're going to take it from the black and you're going to bring in that chocolate brown into the yellow, and this is going to really knock back that yellow tone, give it more of that chocolate color, but still retaining some of that yellow brown color that we've laid down. Okay, so you want to go in with that light brown again, which is the ginger 116. We're just going to blend things out, fill in all that paper grain, like so. And that is your pupil. We're going to want to go back in with that black, which is the 017. We're just going to sharpen up that pupil. you want to go in with a grey, but this is a dark grey. So going in with that dark grey, which is 016. You want to go in with black, which is 017. In with our cloudy grey, which is 008. Just going to create the shadows in the eyes. And then I'm going to go in with a light colour, our lightest grey, which is stone grey, 005. I'm just going to blend out that now. We want to go in with some pink. Now the pinks are very bright here, so let's see how this looks. So this is 401. We're going to bring this into the white of the eyes. Just blend it through like that. In with a darker color, and this is watermelon pink, which is 402. I'm going to bring this into the waterline, like so. But we're going to make it a bit brighter with that garnet red, which is 213. Then we're going to go in with a light color. This is cream, which is 100. So you want to bring that into these reds, like so. I'm going to bring in some peach color, which is 200. And with 200 we're also going to burnish the tear duct area. We're going to start using this peaches and cream into the blue. And this is where we start to build up that skin tone, working in really light layers. Because these pencils don't really have that much buildable layers. You've got to work in really thin layers of color. So you have to be very conscious of how much pressure you put down. Going to go in with some pink, which is the 401. I'm just going to blend that in, create the blush color. Also going to run this around the nose. Bring this into the eyes. And then Peaches and Cream 200. I'll blend out that pink. I'm going to bring this color more into the shadows, and we're really going to just blend out that blue and kind of mix these two colors of the Peaches and Cream together, and you kind of really see that shadow developing.
Okay, now I want to go in with cream, which is the 100. You want to go back in with white? Well, go in with white because we haven't gone in with white yet. This is the 001. We're just going to go over everything. Now moving to the neck. You want to go in with a bit of the peony pink, which is 401. I'm just going to run this here. Running this over the blue. And then we're going to go in with a bit of that grey colour, which was the stone grey, which is 005. Bringing some of that cloudy grey, which is 008. It's going to create some shadow. more of this grey up near the neck. In with the peaches and cream, 200. Going to soften our blending because we're going to do a highlight point on the shoulders. Just soften that out. You're going to go a bit harder down here because we want to lock in that shadow with that undertone color. Same here near the armpit, and then we're going to feather it to the center. Now we want to go in with our cream, bring in that yellow tone, which is 100. Now with white, number 1, let's burnish that point. Let's zoom out. Bam, that's sexy. Alright, that looks good. Oh, when I see things like this, I get so excited. If you're at this point, give yourself a pat on the back, give yourself some praise. Tell sister you did it. You know, this looks damn good and it looks fabulous. So let's keep going and we'll see where this goes.